Hey, Olog 9.0. Um, the last one failed me really badly. I thought the recording recorded, but it did not. Even posted it, posted it, no sound, but no worries. Even though I will say that was the best one I've done yet. Um, I even thought that at the time that I did it, dude. As soon as I was done with it, I was like, dude, I think that was the best one yet. Or I liked it the most. So it's not best, better, whatever. I like that one the most. So it was really heartbreaking actually when I found out that it didn't. Audio didn't record for whatever reason. Maybe that's the way it's meant to be, right? I came into it too saying this is an auspicious one because it's 8.0. I'm really not feeling it, but I'm going to do it because I've been doing this every week. We'll see how it goes. And ended up being one of the longest ones I've done and definitely my favorite, but lost, lost forever, whatever was said, even though a lot was said. But that said, um, this one. So, another crazy week. The time check 3:33 a.m. GMT Saturday. What, December 5th? Is it? No, yes, December 5th. Oh, I'm exhausted, man. I'm starting this one a lot later than the others, just because I was working even later than usual. But enough about that. I say that like every time how hard I'm working, but whatever, I'm working hard, guys. Making it work. Um, oh, brother got married today. That's big news. Something I mentioned in the last one too that was coming. I didn't realize it was actually a Friday. I remember mentioning December 4th, but I didn't realize it was today until 3 hours after he texted us or the family a photo. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm really happy for him. Him and her dating on and off since like high school sweethearts. I mean, they were high school sweethearts. Always been rooting for them. I'm rooting for them to get to today, to tie the knot, to make it work, to have that high school romance that turns into marriage in a mature way, right? It's not like they got married young. They've been together for the most part for the last 15 odd years, over 15 years. I'm really a big fan of those two. I'm really happy for my brother. Um, Wanted to share it, like even Instagram story, the photo he shared with me. And even when I did it, I knew that he may not want people to know because I don't know why he wouldn't, right? Which is why I ended up posting. And then immediately said, don't share for whatever reason, right? I don't really understand that, but unfortunately, it's unfortunate that none of the family could be there. My mom's out here in England, my dad's in Turkey, I'm here in England as well. And they got married in Sacramento, but congrats to them. So that's a big day. That's a big thing. Something to celebrate. So happy about that. Now I look forward to being an uncle, right? I don't think that's in the cards anytime soon, but I like to think it's in the cards. Um, Brother beat me to the altar. That's all right. No problem with that. Um, and so eventually there'll be the celebration, the proper like wedding. Um, with or without it, I mean, I'm happy for them. The thing with the wedding, though, is a chance for the families to meet, really, right? And I never met her side of the family. I mean, I know her well, obviously, but no, not her family at all, really. So yeah, so that'd be interesting, and when that time comes. But I feel like a lot of people are getting married, kind of the way my brother just did this year. Given the weddings are off the table, just kind of get the license and you know, in some ways, there's something quaint and cool about that way as well. Um, that said, another big thing, I guess, about this week. I don't know about this week, but today I found out that my buddy, good buddy, we used to live together too. He was one I work with at FedEx, my first job out of college when I couldn't find one, when even Trader Joe's wouldn't accept my resume, because there was no one was hiring. 2011, kind of tail end of the recession, but still the recession, my friend. I couldn't find a job anywhere. I ended up working at a FedEx office for about 8 months and I got paired up with him. And it was really my first experience with like an apprentice relationship. I mean, I was the mentee, he was the mentor, I was the apprentice, he was the master. And with FedEx Office, there's a lot of like graphic design type work you do too, like what they would call their production. There's a shipping and there's production, all the printing and design and like printing, cool things like wedding cards, right? And they matter, but also things that matter but are kind of heavy, right? Like blown up photos of somebody who's passed, to like put up at their funeral. And the thing I liked about that is that these are significant things, and you want to get it right, and you're actually making something. And I always thought of FedEx Office as like a community publisher, Yeah, sure, it's shipping too, but thinking of it in like the Kinko's way of what it was, and you know, community publisher. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of cool. And a relationship I had with him was something special, still is to this day. But I found out he just recently got laid off from Apple, right? So he worked there for 7 years. He doesn't have a degree, mind you. He's working kind of like shipping sort of thing. Initially, I think he moved into other roles, but like in that realm, right? Um, um, and after 7 years, didn't just get laid off, but like terminated, right? Bad relationship situation with his boss. It's been a long bad relationship. Fortunately, way back when, about a year ago, whatever, I told him, you just gotta like log all the incidents you have with your boss, right? Just keep a running record with dates, dude, of any kind of issue you have. And fortunately, he said he'd been doing that. But over a year later, here we are, finally came down to what he we feared, which is the boss would get a better situation and he'd be fired. And not just is he fired, but fired, right before the holidays. Not just is he fired right before the holidays, but because you're fired, you can't collect unemployment, right? When you're terminated with a cause, you can't collect. And not just is it before the holidays, not is it just that he's been working there 7 years, but all he went through with that job. Anytime you work somewhere so long, you've been through a lot. But he would commute. We lived together in San Francisco. Commute from San Francisco. Then after stopped living together, so he moved out to Los Banos. From Los Banos to Cupertino every fucking day, Monday through Friday. Oh my god, dude! Just so people that don't know, that's like 175 miles a day round trip. Oh, I mean, the miles he put on his car. It's over a mountain pass, Pacheco Pass, too, each and every day. Not only that, not only did he only put all that work into it, but he has a baby coming, his first kid, baby girl on its way, due January 5th. He is about to be a father, first time father, right before the holidays, after working somewhere 7 years. And he gets not just laid off, but terminated, fired. Um, and not just that, but they knew he was about to take paternity leave too. So the fact they fired him, and they knew, right? They knew that he was about to have a kid, and he was about to take paternity leave, and they fired him before he took his leave, before the holidays. Maybe that informed their decision to fire him now rather than after Christmas. But if so, fuck them even more. Fuck them even more. Um, and this is his story, not mine to tell, but to make sure I don't drop his name because I've been trying to be better about not name dropping. But this is a story, right? It's a Job-esque type story, right? And he's been through Job-esque type things before. This is not his first Job-esque rodeo or whatever. Um, and not only all that, but now in the midst of Corona, how is the man supposed to find another job of all times to be let go, fired, without being able to collect unemployment right before the holidays, with a baby on its way and a mortgage? I fucking forgot he has a mortgage too. He just recently bought a house in Los Banos. You know, I mean, it's something straight out of the movies, man. You're letting me go now? I have a mortgage. I have a kid on the way. I mean, in the movies, they don't mention Corona, but can you imagine? I mean, it's a fucking global pandemic. Everything's on lockdown. He's not in a white collar kind of job where he can maybe get another, interviewing via Zoom, you know? Doesn't even have a degree, which puts a real ceiling on him, unfortunately. And I think that's bullshit also, by the way. I don't feel like the degree I got um, made me any more prepared for the job I do, to be honest. And that's, I guess, more of a testament against the degree I got. I guess that's on me, right? But still, like, I feel like I could have done this job without my degree. Maybe the college experience, there's something to be said about that for sure, of course. But did I learn anything per se? Not really. That better prepared me to be able to do the job I do. No, there's no reason. This whole like degree thing is just bullshit, piece of paper you have to pay for. I mean, it's its own kind of gatekeeper, for class kind of gatekeeper, right? Can you afford to go get a degree or not? You know, because I was able to afford one thanks to my father. I didn't even have to take out loans. My brother did, I didn't. Um, you know, or financial aid. My brother took out financial aid. He also got scholarship type stuff. I didn't, well, obviously not, right? But if I didn't have the money, my father didn't, if I didn't, my parents didn't, father didn't have the money, would I've taken out loans to go to college? Probably in this day and age, or, I would have, but I shouldn't have to put myself in debt, dude. It's how America makes you an indentured servant. It's how America still has a slave system, man. Let's be real, in various different ways. Like slavery still exists, except it's extreme to say slavery as a white man, but like even if I'm not wasn't white, it's maybe extreme to say slavery, but it feels like it, man. More like indentured servitude is what I really mean, right? It's indentured servitude, dude. Like you have to, if you don't have the money to get a college degree, you got to take out loans, and you're immediately in debt, and you're constantly paying your way out of debt, and you've got to work to pay off that debt, and you've got to work to have health care, kind of thing, right? That's not the same way here in Europe, right? You don't have to work to have health care. Oh my God, dude! Like, um, but America, you kind of do. And you have to work to pay off those loans that you took out to get that degree, to get the job that you didn't really need the degree to get to do. God damn it, Um, but without the degree, you wouldn't have got the job, kind of thing. So the fuck. I think the whole education system, just in general, is fucking broken. I hope Corona times kind of make that more obvious to everybody and lead to some kind of change. Because if you look at like the numbers, man, what tuition costs, it's inordinate. It didn't. It costs much more than what it used to. Granted, I mean, you account for inflation, but even with inflation, man, it's just way off the charts. Not what it used to be. I mean, obviously, I don't know the actual numbers, right? I don't remember verbatim, but the idea is like you could what college used to cost. You can work minimum job during the summer and pay for a year in college. Can you do that here now? No. And there again, that's the gist of it. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but goddamn, I mean, do I have to get detailed for everyone to understand what I'm saying? It ain't right. Um, and fuck America in ways like this. Which, by the way, I mean, I still love America. I'm American, but in ways like this, fuck America, man. Come on, dude. Come on, man. But oh, my heart goes out to him. I've been fired before too. I tried to fire me, and I was telling him the story, right? It's like because I asked him, I was like, was it terminated with cause? Because I was terminated. I was like, terminated with cause. Because I forget what the actual like formal legal term is for laid off. I think it may also be terminated, right? And I forget what, but I think the formal legal term for fired is like terminated with cause, right? And I was once terminated with quote unquote cause, and it drove me insane. I wasn't put on a plan or nothing, right? No warning, nothing whatsoever. Um, I knew I was walking the tightrope. I was a little manic at the time, right before they let me go or fired me. um, but there was no warning. And I remember even telling my mom and my girlfriend at the time. I don't know if she was my girlfriend, but this girl I was seeing, right? I don't know if she thinks of me as being her boyfriend. And I remember, whatever, no matter, whatever. But I remember telling them at the time, like, yeah, I know I'm on the edge, like, but if they give me a warning or something, or if I feel like I'm, about to get let go or fired, rather, I will just take medical leave, because I was. I mean, my mom took me to the hospital like October 3rd, I think, from October 3rd, spent like 3 days, 2 days in the hospital or something. But that was after I got let go. I got let go like 2 weeks before that. Again, not let go, fired 2 weeks before that on September 17th, 2016. October 2nd or 3rd, 2016, my mom took me to the hospital. Was committed for 3 days, released. Ended up being arrested November 8th, like basically a month later. And then I'm spending like 45 days in the hospital. In jail, but 3 days in jail, and they transferred to the hospital, I think. So then, but it drove me insane. So they fired me, and I asked why, and they said we can't get into that, right? I was like, what? You can't get into that? Like, you're firing me, I can't. So I can't collect unemployment. You're not giving me any fucking severance. What the fuck? No unemployment, no severance. Fired with cause. You won't tell me what the cause was, you know, what the reasons were. What the fuck is this? I was furious. I was like manic, like in a happy way, and then that just made it go dark. I went so dark. That was the darkest mania I've ever experienced, and that just made me angry, and it got dark from there, right? And I was furious, and I tried to speak with the HR. I appealed my case. I'm like, dude, can you just give me like a month severance, or like, and not fire with what? First of all, what were the causes? What were the reasons, bitch? What were the reasons? What were the reasons, bitch? Oh, then they gave me some bogus reasons, some of which were straight untruths, straight not true. I even get a chance to address. I mean, fired for reasons that are just straight blatantly untrue. And then some, yeah, sure, coming in late, stuff like that, right? But I don't know if that's grounds for dismissal, right? I was never told that, came in at 10. A lot of the engineers around there come in later. But, I wasn't a great stellar employee, I'll be honest, right? I wasn't, right? I hated that fucking place, right? I really did. But goddamn, after I spend a year and 8 months in this fucking place I hate, you're gonna fucking fire me without even giving me a warning, no putting on a plan, nothing. What the fuck? And then you're not gonna tell me the reasons until I fucking hound the head of VP of they don't call it human resources, VP of people, right? To tell me what the fucking reasons were. And I get the reasons, some of them are the fucking straight untrue, straight lies. There's too late? Like, I didn't even got a chance to address. I went crazy. I mean, they gave him an ultimatum, even like staked out the side of the office once because he didn't respond to my email, right? I mean, I went crazy with it, and then like this is how crazy I went. Eventually, the big back and forth email bullshit, right? Eventually, I was like, "Fuck this!" I just blew up their Twitter. I blew up the company's Twitter and the CEO's Twitter in scary way, right? Like crazy man talk, like typing like uppercase, lowercase, using slang, like stuff that doesn't even maybe make sense. I mean, probably didn't. Like just angry, like in crazy man, psycho, blowing up the Twitter, just incessantly tweet at the CEO, tweet at the CEO, tweet at the CEO, tweet at the company, tweet at the company, tweet at the company. Eventually they send me an email, stop, cease and desist from tweeting at us, right? Eventually, I think it became very apparent to them that I was mentally ill, right? Okay, so, wasn't trying to hide it. And also, right, they didn't disable my email. Right. So if they disabled my email, like I checked, I emailed myself and it didn't bounce back. No bounce back. So, okay, somebody's got my email. Hopefully somebody's reading my emails, the customers, right? That probably email me. And hopefully somebody's reading them. But otherwise, because if no one's reading them, you're making me look like a shit, right? Like they're emailing me and I'm not getting back to them, right? So I bet you better be emailing. And that's what I email. Is like, if this email is still active, please respond. So I know there's nobody respond. So I know somebody's responding to the emails of my customers that are probably emailing me. Let me respond. But because they didn't deactivate my email, I accidentally, I don't know how this happened, why I did this or how this happened. Again, I was crazy. You don't really know why I do certain things, but I logged into like an all hands Zoom call. It wasn't all hands, but it was some kind of like almost all company Zoom call. Mega beard, crazy hair, shirtless, video, talking. I couldn't see them, couldn't see anybody. Apparently they could see me. I only heard about this like I remember this. And I remember thinking, was that not delirium? Was that hallucination or did that really happen? Right. And then one of my former coworkers, I saw her in San Francisco like years later, a year or two later, or something like that. And she said, I heard this story about Zoom. I was like, oh, that really happened? Okay. I wasn't hallucinating that one, right? Um, and I remember they cut off the call. I don't whatever. So they just had a mentally ill man on their hands, right? And that was a big company, man. In many ways, that may haunt me for later in my career. Who knows? But what can you do? I don't think people can really understand how badly I've embarrassed myself in my life, right? It is actually, in a way, sort of liberating that I've like embarrassed myself so badly because, not that I'm not afraid of embarrassing myself again, but been there, done that. I get past it. I can get past it, right? It's not the end of the world if I do. God forbid I embarrass myself quite like that again. And maybe this in and of itself will embarrass me much later. And I've experienced that even rereading old writings and stuff. It's embarrassing to read, right? It's cringe. And this may be cringe in no time too. Um, so I don't know. But um, oh God, yeah. And the thing is, like, I get these Facebook memories. So this is about 4 years ago. This was 4 years ago. I'm getting Facebook memories coming back to me from 4 years ago. Stuff I was posting to Facebook. Oh, it's hard to even read. And then the question is, do I delete? Yes, I've been deleting. You know, I'm like, okay, it's still going to be out there even if I delete it, but I don't need to leave that. I've seen it. Plenty of people have seen it. Um, Delete that memory, man. Um, Even if there's really no deleting some memories, right? For better or worse, which is what I talked about last time too. How I'm doing this because I want to remember. I'd rather remember things I like to remember, even if it meant remembering things I like to forget. I would have that rather than being able to forget things I like to forget. That probably made no second sense. But what I'm trying to say is, even if it's about, even if memories are bad, I'd rather remember than not. And it's scary to think what I don't remember. It's scary to think what people remember about me that I don't remember. For better or worse, there's examples, good and bad. People say something that I did or said for them years ago, and I may vaguely remember or not remember, and they'll never forget. Positively. So I benefit from those. But on the flip side, there's examples of things I said or did to people that they'll never forget, that I don't remember, that were make them hate me, or definitely think less of me. And that's scary. That's the scary part there too. Um, yeah. I don't know if it makes sense to talk about some things that I talked about last time because it didn't get recorded or not, right? But shout out to my other buddy whose mother passed away the other week. Or that buddy I mentioned that I talked to on the phone after he posted an Insta story, his first Insta story, by the way. And what are the odds? I didn't realize that even at the time until he told me. It's like all this time and that was your first Insta story. And I just DM'd him, commented on it, and he immediately called me and we talked and told me that what did we talk about? Talk about Alex Smith and other stuff, you know. Um, and then 15 hours later, his mother passed away. In the house, no less. And he was there when she actually passed. Like, I actually saw her pass. Yeah, that's a layer levels of heavy, man. If one for your mother to pass, I mean, that's the heaviest. Then for your mother to pass at home, when you're at home, but for you to actually see her pass, it's oh, I don't know what to say when people pass, right? Like my aunt passed, I didn't even know what to say. R.I.P. Right, rest in peace. Like, you know. But as you get older, I mean, I think I've dealt with more death this last year than I have my whole life combined. More death close to me than my whole life combined. You know, surprise, surprise, 2020 would be that way maybe, but I don't think any of it was Corona related. I think it's just a matter of getting older, and maybe every year I get older, that's just as I'm gonna experience as much death. I don't know. I mean, my aunt, she's huge. You know, one of my best friend's mother, huge. My now sister-in-law's mother probably will pass soon. I think that's part of the reason they wanted to get married sooner than later, so that she could at least, you know, be there for it. Not that I think she was actually there for it, because she's really bad. I think there's a word for it. My mom said the word. What is it? Palliative care. Um, I don't even know what that means, but I'll look it up later. Palliative. I'll look it up now. I mean, I've heard it. I guess I could guess what it would need if it was a multiple choice. Um, Interdisciplinary medical caregiving approach aimed at optimizing quality of life and mitigating suffering among people with serious complex illness. Um, Anyways, so I didn't take any notes coming into this one about what I wanted to talk about, but going back to my buddy and the termination, you know, I mean, that's just maddening. Drove me into madness when I was terminated. And ultimately, after blowing up their Twitter and this and that and all those other like shenanigans, right? They finally capitulated and gave me 1 month severance, and wasn't a firing. I got laid off, right? So that I could apply for unemployment, man, which was big for me because I got laid off in September. I did not get a job until June. Most of which because from November through end of like mid-December, I was in jail, the hospital. Then I got out. I got a job offer from LinkedIn in like January or February, but I had this pending battery charge against my brother. Fuck my brother for fucking allowing that charge to even post, man. What the fuck? Like, come on, Emery. No name dropping, but it was pending, and because of that pending charge, when LinkedIn ran the background check, they rescinded the offer, so I lost out on that, right? Then because of this arrest that happened November 8th, those didn't post till like March or April. I think it was April. 3 plainclothes cops show up at my door. They had parked down the street. I was watching The Office. I was in shirt and boxers. I think I just finished jacking off, right? I was watching The Office, right? And I got a knock, like, you know, real assertive knock at my door. What the fuck is that? My dog's barking, right? Okay, what the heck? Put on some athletic shorts, some basketball shorts, and go to the door. And they're like, "Can you take the dog? You know, can you put the dog away?" Kind of thing, you know, or you know, whatever. Is the dog going to bite us? Basically, do we have to worry about the dog? I was like, no. And then they'd show they have just like the badge just on like necklace, right? Not necklace, but like a string around the neck, right? And they're all in plain clothes, and you know, the sunglasses and the hat, baseball cap type thing, right? All white. And they arrest me and they say, "You're coming with me, take me to jail." I'm in jail for take me to Elmwood. I'm in the jail for like 3 days, I think, before my father post bail. So I think it was like 2 nights, 3 days, basically. Yes, I think so. And then 85K fucking bail, bro. And this was in April, right? So I had interviews around this time. I was interviewing, and then I got taken away to jail, got done, and then and father has to post 85. And the way, another bullshit part of the American system, man. So you get arrested, right? You know, the whole like, oh, innocent until proven guilty is bullshit, bro. You got to post bail. So either you post the whole 85K, or you can pay 10% to a bail's bondsman to post your bail, quote unquote, post your bail. No money exchanges hands, right? Between the bail bondsman and the court, right? But you pay them 10% and they'll bail you out, basically, right? Not basically, they'll bail you out. But the thing is, you don't get that 8.5 back, man. That 8.5 that you pay, that 10% of your bail, you're not getting back. So this whole innocent till proven guilty is bullshit, bro. Like if you didn't have the money, right? If you didn't have the money, let's say if I didn't have the money, I was going through court for a year. I could have been in jail for a year, you know? Now, if I didn't have the money, it'd probably been expedited, because if I didn't have the money, I probably wouldn't have got a lawyer. I would just would have gone to the public defender. The public defender just does a quick plea deal. Basically, he says, okay, I'll slash in half. You're facing 4 felonies. We'll just plead to 2 felonies. I'm like, bro, just one felony, man, is going to mean that I can't vote. I can't never be a teacher. I can't. There's so many things I can't do, right? Never being a teacher and voting, probably the least of it. There's so many jobs I'll never be able to get, man. That LinkedIn rescinded a job offer because of pending battery charge against my fucking brother, bro. Come on, like, if he's 2 felonies, think anyone's gonna give me a shot? Fuck off, like, not fuck off, but like, fuck this, man. Like, I'm not trying, he's like, I remember the public defender saying that's what we can do, right? Public defender knows what he can get. He's like, okay, we'll just slash it in half, you can take it or leave it, or you go find yourself a lawyer, right? You look like a fluent kid, right? Go find yourself a lawyer and fight it, right? So that's what we did. That's what I ended up doing, right? Paying 10K or whatever for a lawyer. And then went on for like a year. But I remember between like January and April, but between the January and the time that they came to my door to arrest me, I remember calling the sheriff, everything, like, what's happening? Am I facing charges or not? Because what happened is they took me to jail and then they transferred me to mental hospital, and then the mental hospital released me, right? So I'm like, am I free? Like, am I facing any charges? What the heck is happening here? And then and that they released me like December 16th, right? And then I'm between December 16th and basically April, I am just trying to figure out, am I facing charges or not? This fucking battery charge against my brother posts. So, okay, what about these other ones from the like major incident, right? Well, eventually they posted, right? So then I get bailed out. Now I'm out on bail with 4 pending felonies. And this company I currently work for, based in London, I get a job offer, and they want me to start really quick. They have like a little small office in San Francisco. They got a hiring manager there, like the CSO or whatever. As I really like you, want you to start. The offer came through on fucking Friday, and he wanted me to start on, I forget what it was, like Tuesday or something. I said yes. Like, I'll be right in, right? Monday even, maybe. Whatever it was. It was the 22nd of June, whatever that was my start date of 2017, sorry. So like, yeah, sure, I can start, right? At this point, my EDD is kaput, right? This is the last week I get EDD. I'm all out of EDD. No more unemployment coming through. This is literally the week I got the offer was my last week of unemployment to collect. No more to be collected. I depleted all my savings. All I had was some shares from the previous job. So it's not like I was dirt broke. I could just sell the shares and have money, but like I was down to like a couple $100 in savings. I was 28 and I only had a couple $100 in savings, and thank God some shares, from my year and 8 months at this company, and just fired me, 9 months ago or whatever. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll take it, right? And I start the job. So I'm there for a month before, and I'm just like shitting myself. Like, are they going to do a background check? Are they going to do a background check? Of course they're going to do a background check. Everybody has a background check now, right? I couldn't even get a job at Starbucks or FedEx office again with the pending felonies. How am I able to get how can I think I could work in tech and not have them not rocking background check? But, it was hopeful thinking kind of thing. But I managed to get in right before and then it's just because they were a startup that I guess didn't have their shit together, or maybe because like headquarters in London and they didn't really know how to run an American background check, or maybe how it's really standard procedure to run it before the person starts, or maybe it was really just the kind of over assumption of the the executive that hired me, because he was young. He was a year younger than me. This is basically his first company. He probably just looked at me and didn't think that there'd be any issue, right? I think if you look at me, you don't think there'd be you think there might be something. You think there might be like a DUI or something, maybe, right? But I don't know. He just wanted to get me locked in, right? And he even said, like, much later, that he knew he wanted to hire me like within 30 seconds of meeting me, right? And I even got the feeling in the interview that within 30 seconds that, I had it, right, kind of thing. Or whatever, for whatever the reason was, they didn't run a background check until like a month in the background check results didn't get in until like a month after I've been working there. At that point, thank God I made a positive enough impression that when the background check came back with 4 pending felonies, right? I'm out on bail. Like I'm out on bail. I just accepted a job. I'm out on bail. Pending felonies mean prison time, not even jail time, prison time, right? Um, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know either, and I've got all that stress to deal with. And I've, at the same time too, because of this incident, this old like possession charge I had came back up, right? Because if I got in trouble again, the possession charge would resurface and I'd have to go through this whole like drug DEJ program all over again, or it's DJ. And then what is it? Prop 36, 60, whatever after DEJ, because I basically failed the DEJ by getting in trouble again, basically. So then now I have to call in every day to a number to find out if that day I have to come in and piss. Every day, I don't know if today is going to be my day. I have to go in and piss. I think it was twice a month, at least twice a month. It was going to be twice a month. I would get called in randomly, not called in even. I have to call in, find out if my number got called, right? And mind you, I live in Santa Clara at this point, and I commute to San Francisco every day, dude. That's 50 miles, dude. That's an hour and like 15 minutes by car or whatever. And, door to door, maybe even more. And depending on the commute, could be even more, right? Like, but every day I got to get to San Francisco from San Jose. I'm not a morning person to begin with. And then every day, evening, I come back from San Francisco to Santa Clara. But every day I got to find out if I got to peel off and piss test that day. So that was a whole nother stress. Then I've got court every month, So what am I taking a day off every month, right? Yes. Am I taking 3 days off every month because I have to piss test? No, I'm trying to squeeze it in somehow, right? But I can only piss test between the hours of like, was it like 7 and 7, I think, or 6 and 6? Something like that. Like not even a full 12 hours. There's only a limited time I can come and piss test, right? So it's like, got to get it in before I go up to San Francisco or after or whatever, right? Anyways, all that stress to deal with, sort of shit. But thank God I made an impression with this company, or thank God for this company, like taking a chance on me. Because shortly after this, right? Shortly after I started, within that first month, I think, yes, as well, Cisco made me an offer too. So I wasn't still interviewing once I got the job, but Cisco was late to come back to me with an offer. It was weird. But also I really quickly took the offer from this company. Is like I interviewed, they immediately made an offer, immediately took it. And I think like 3 weeks later or something, finally Cisco got back to me with an offer. What they were offering me, oh my God, man. Like I did the math on it all when it includes like RSUs and stuff. We're talking like 200K. I mean, that's more money than I'm making now, right? Like, and maybe even probably north of 200K, because since then Cisco did pretty well. Stock, what was it? What is it? Cisco I remember when they made the offer, Cisco stock was at like 35. What is Cisco stock at now? Like, maybe not much difference. 44. Maybe I think they were at 30. Anyways, but Cisco's a big name. LinkedIn was a big name. Cisco's a big name, right? Like, and I accepted just to see what would happen. I said, okay, yeah, sure. And they're like, okay, we got to run back and check. Yeah, sure. Figured you would, right? Tell me when you got it done, right? I remember they wanted me to start on a Monday, right? And I was supposed to start on a Monday. I got all these emails from Cisco. Oh, here's your employee information, blah, 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 directions and stuff like that. Your employee number, blah, blah, blah. Here's your packet, yada, yada, yada. We'll see you on Monday. We have your desk ready for you, yada, yada, yada. I was getting these emails on like Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, like late on Friday, HR, somebody emails me and says, your background check isn't complete yet. Don't come in yet, right? And then I was like, okay, that's fine. Not complete. No, it's not bad. Then later they say, okay, background check came in and we have some issues with it. But the person is communicating this to me can't apparently see what is in the background check. So he doesn't know he just knows that I've been flagged or failed, right? The background check. And then I remember talking to the hiring manager and just telling him the whole story. And that was a mistake too, because I just told him the whole story. And this guy hasn't even seen my face, right? It was a Zoom call with no face, I think, and also a phone call. With Cisco, that was what was weird. I didn't actually go into the office to interview. It was all done remote, and then they ended up making an offer. Because I think the hiring manager was based in Dallas. The VP was based in, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but it was all done remotely. So this guy who's never even seen me, never even shook hands. And I'm telling him on the phone about this crazy story about what happened, and I could just tell he was just kind of dumbfounded. Like, what can I say, right? Like, the guy can't even say he'll go to bat for me. It's not like I'm his employee. Yeah, sure, he wanted to hire me, but he knows he doesn't know me. I know he doesn't know me. And I mean, you're looking at somebody who's facing 4 pending felonies. Like, fuck, dude. Even if you've been in trouble before, like 4 pending felonies is, what can you do? Your hands are kind of tied. I can't hire somebody. I wouldn't even know if, well, given that I've been through it, yeah, I would. But I mean, you're hiring somebody that may be going to prison, right? It's out on bail. Like, what can you really do that? I guess if you're a startup, you can. That's what this company did for me, and that's why I'm eternally grateful. Fast forward all this time later, December 12th, 2019, just about a year ago. First of all, I took a plea deal, reduced the 4 pending felonies down to 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony. 4 pending felonies to 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony. And then stayed in the court, blah, 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 kept with it. Got sent to mental health court. Thank God that exists in Santa Clara. Shout out to that. Feel bad for counties that don't have mental health court, man. I feel bad for people who live in counties. I feel bad for mentally ill people who live in counties that don't have a mental health court equivalent. So it was a mental health court for like a year. Then in the year, finally like made an appeal. Wrote a letter to the DA, to the judge. I don't think the judge even read the letter, but the DA read it, and he liked it. He said, it doesn't matter what he said, but it got the felony reduced down to a misdemeanor. So now I've got 5 misdemeanors on my record, 2 DUIs, which is the most embarrassing. The second DUI being the most embarrassing. Also, that's the other thing, right? While I was on this probation with these 4 pending felonies, I ended up getting a DUI on top of that, man. I got a DUI in like July 7th, 2017. Not even 6 months after all this bullshit, right? Driving back from San Francisco. It was one of the few times I drank up in the city too with this girl. I didn't even need to be there. I was the only one in the work that day because it was July 7th, dude. That week was July 4th, and July 4th fell on like a Wednesday that week. And this was the Friday of that July 4th week. And like no one was even in the office. And there's just this girl that I was bump into. We have cigarettes outside, we smoke outside, and she was there too. And she's like, "What are we doing here? Let's go drink." I said, "Okay, let's do it." Got too drunk, drove back. And then I was the only one on the highway. I was the only one on the highway because no one was going to work that week. There was no one on the road. It wasn't even late. It was like 11, that late. It was like 11 p.m. No one on the road. Driving fast, sure. And then driving up to a car in front of me. Oh shit, this is a cop. Slow down, So now I'm slowed down, but I'm still in front of him, bro. And he follows me for 3 miles is what the legal document, whatever the report is what the court report said, that he followed me for 3 miles and I was swerving or something, right? Like I was not swerving, motherfucker. I know for sure I wasn't swerving. I sobered up dead quick. I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? But I was just so suspicious. I came in so hot behind him, right? And then I immediately hit the brakes. He probably saw me come, fast behind him. Even if he didn't see me come from behind him, he definitely saw me, like, in front of him, and then just come from maybe close to 100, maybe 100 miles an hour to 60 miles an hour right in front of him. And then he just followed me for 3 miles. But it's nothing to laugh about. It's embarrassing, right? So second DUI. So I have two DUIs, one assault, which originally was assault with a deadly weapon, which was one of the penny felonies, which looks horrible, right? Because assault with a deadly weapon could be like a gun, could be a knife. It wasn't a gun. It wasn't a knife. It was a. I just you. And also the other thing with assault is in some states assault means like battery, like I hit you, right? Here in California, no. Assault can just be like fuck you, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you up, right? Which is not what I said. I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. Yes, like maybe kind of thing, but not I'm gonna fuck you up. But still, assault is can just be verbal assault, right? But if you verbally assault somebody with something in your hands that can be considered a deadly weapon, in this case, it was those push bars on doors. Yeah, the push bar broke off, and I just had picked up, broke off in front of me, picked it up, had it in my hands, and now it's assault with a deadly weapon. And then vandalism because I broke that door. Right, the door broke. It was all I broke, but um, and then criminal threats, which is a strike, 2 counts of criminal threats. I guess that what they chalked it up to, I never thought really about it, but I guess the reason there was two is because there was two people there. I don't, I didn't I didn't threaten both of them. Mm, Whatever. We don't have to get. This is the thing. If I'm going to tell a story, I gotta tell it in full damn detail, not half-assed like I'm just doing right now. And I already kind of regret this because I just half-assed the story tell. But I'm also not about to go into the detail. This is not that podcast. It's not a podcast, first of all, but this is not that vlog. This is not that log. Anywho, but long story short, thank God for this company. Got a lot of gratitude for it. That was a lot of what this log last week was about. What I was thankful for, given was Thanksgiving. What I was grateful for, which is why I'm really especially depressed that that one didn't record. This one, another whatever one, as far as I'm concerned. Um, Not even fucking feeling it. All of a sudden, I've just lost it. Yeah. Oh well. However long that was, I'm kind of over it. We'll do the next one next week. What I will say about this week, though, is very happy for my brother and his marriage. Wish him all the best. Looking forward to being an uncle. Um, Shout out to my buddy. Those this is something I touched on last week as well as like the working relationship. The relationship you have with someone when you're working with them is unparalleled. And when you turn that like working relationship into like a forever type of friendship, oh my god, that's something special, right? That's something I have with him, and as well as the buddy that mother passed away last week. Not last week; she passed away the week before, but he told me last week. That was a working relationship too. That was began as a work buddy and lifelong friend now. Um, and I'm real. What I would say about my friends is that all my friends have become like lifelong friends. I never cut out a friend in my life. I've been cut out, you know, right or wrong doesn't matter, right? I have been cut out from other people's lives, but I never cut out a friend from mine. Um, and I guess feel fortunate that I haven't had to, or felt that I had to, or felt so betrayed that I, need to, sort of thing. Um, you know, all my friends have been like lifelong friends, and I love them all dearly. And that was something else I was thankful for and calling out kind of last week for around Thanksgiving. But just in general, Thanksgiving regardless. Living out here all out on my own, it's really interesting to kind of connect with friends over the phone and in ways I maybe haven't with some of them. There's some that I've been friends with for years, but we had never talked on the phone for like hour and a half, like I have, since moving out here with some of them. Some of them, yeah, for sure, I have. Some of them, we just never had that kind of. We just always hang out, always talk. There's no talking on the phone for like an hour and a half, like little girls, right? But but yeah, no. So I've been out here. It's been good. It's a new angle to these friendships. I'm a fan of the phone. I don't like Zoom calls. Whether it's friends or work, I really don't. But I do like phone calls. Um, and yeah, shout out to all the homies, honestly. Um, And with that said, I want to say so lockdown, I guess, is now technically over in London. So I guess things are back open. So I'm going to try and get out tomorrow. Um, like I said a while back, I think in the 9 months, no more than 9 months now, 9 months I've been out here, I've probably been out like all of maybe 9 times at most, and like maybe like 4 of those were like within the first few weeks of me being here, sort of thing. So yeah, it'd be good to get out again next week, tomorrow. A buddy wants to hang out, so we'll do that. Also want to look at getting like a suit, just like I have a suit that I don't really like. And I don't really need a suit, but I like to have a suit I like. That'd be nice. And living in London, there's what was it called? Savile Road, right? I'll just check it out. I don't necessarily need to get one, just see what it's about. Um, yeah, and then we got the Christmas party this week. So I don't know if I'll be doing this one next Friday. That won't be probably. Actually, good to think. Yeah, calling out now. I think if I don't call out, then I'm not going to do it on Friday. I just got to force myself every Friday. But I'm calling out now. There won't be one of these next Friday. And do I do it another day? I don't know. I don't really feel. We'll see. But next Friday we got Christmas lunch, which should turn into Christmas, you know, uh, company, evening, night. Who knows, right? So looking forward to that Christmas party, basically, right? Starting with lunch. So looking forward to that. And yeah, with that said, much love. Be happy. Do good. Love out.